Well, welcome back. So, I've had a bit of a break since recording the previous videos, and did something pretty big. I this may or may not be something you can or want to do, but you may have noticed that Unreal Engine 5 takes a long time to load. Now, I had it on a hard drive. My drive D, second drive in my desktop, and I went and bought a 1 terabyte SSD and threw it on that, just a SATA SSD, and I can tell you it takes a lot less time to load. So just a hint, if you can, I mean, SSDs are a lot cheaper than they used to be. So I picked up a Samsung SSD 1 terabyte for under 150 bucks. So you might be able to grab one. Of course, if you've got a desktop, that's possible. It's a little bit harder if you're running on a laptop. Anyway, just a bit of a hint there if you're having troubles. Now, I've started up again, and you'll notice, I thought I'd go through this first. You'll notice we've come into this first-person template level, which it's not really all that useful. So I thought I'd just show you how we can actually get into... we can automatically start up our whichever level we want. So if we go into, now where have they moved them to? This is a very good question. Up here, what have we got? They used to be here on the menu, but they have changed a few things. So I'm just looking for the details browser. Probably should have checked maybe before I started. Yeah, world settings. We're looking for, so world settings are just over here, which is not really what we want because this is for this particular map. So world settings are for the map. We want the actual settings, overall settings. Now, where have they gone? That is a very good question. Tools. Where have you gone? Edit. Here we go. So, you can see we've got down here project settings. It's one we want. We've also got editor preferences, which allows us to change things in the editor, and also plugins allows us to load and unload plugins. So let's go to the project settings, and again, I think we should be able to just pop that in there if you want to. There we go. What are we looking for? So what have we got here? We've got, this is our description, project description. So if you're creating an application you're wanting to publish, then you want to put all this information in there. What we want is maps and modes just down here. And you'll see by default, under our default maps, we have our editor starter map. We also have the game default map, so these can be different. This is when we start up the editor. This is if we actually go and create a game and like an exe and run from there. So we can change this to the map that we created. Easiest way, since we don't have too many here, we can do it this way, and the one was tutorial 1. Stick with this one for the time being. We could also change this one if we wanted to, if we were going to release it as an exe, so we can just go that to tutorial 1. And then that should be everything. Let's try something. Let me show you that it actually works. Open project. Got this one here. This is an Unreal 5, and so got lots of different 2.5 or 4.25 ones. So hopefully this is. Oh, that one's not on my SSD, so that might take a little while. But putting it on the SSD really has sped things up a hell of a lot. We'll see how long this takes. Oh, that's actually not bad. It's still taking. So this is running from my loading from a D drive, unfortunately. So it's going to take a second. Okay, so this is the old one. Let's go and open up the one I just changed. We can go to recent projects and tutorial 1. And magically, I'm sure it'll work. All of a sudden, there we are. So we load straight in there. You know, small quality of life things, but it's useful to know how to do that. Okay, so what have we done so far? Most of what we've done, let's just have a quick look. We have just created a basic level, and we can go in here, turns the light on and turns the light off. So pretty simple stuff. This first part's just going to be an introduction, and after this we're going to get into some fairly meaty parts of actually creating blueprints and visual scripting. So all we've really used so far is the level blueprint. Let's have a look here. Opens that up, and this is all we've got. It's pretty simple. So every map has a level blueprint, and so if we want to create things in the map, we can just use this level blueprint if we need to. We have variables. We don't have it at the moment. We also have functions as well. We even have things like called event dispatchers, so we can create our own events if we want to. We'll look at those later in the course. What I want to cover today, so really the only thing we've looked at so far is how to use the level blueprint. But of course there are other things that we might want to do, such as particularly creating blueprints that we can reuse and maybe have a number of them in our level at the same time. A couple of ways to do that. So we can actually construct something in the level and then turn that into a blueprint. We can also, if we hit Control Space, we can also come into here. And if I go and create a new folder, I'm going to call this Blueprints. I can also come into here and I can right click and say I want to create a blueprint class. It then gives me the option to select the type of blueprint class that I want. Mostly we're going to be selecting the first one, which is an actor. An actor really is an object that you can just place into the level. There's also pawns, characters, player controllers, game mode. We're going to be going to these in the next section. Actor components, scene component. I'm going to cancel that at the moment because I want to show you the other way first. So let's say, for instance, you are in your level and you put something together, and then you think, you know what? Wouldn't it be great to actually create that as a blueprint so I can actually then go and drop it in other places? So we're going to go through that right now. I'm going to pause here. I want to break these videos up so that you can sort of drop in and out. So this is just the introduction part. We're going to come back and I'm going to show you how to create a blueprint out of objects that you've placed in your level. So I'll be back in just a sec.